how we are going to investigate when we are suspecting the iron deficiency or any sort of anemia. Initially, we are not aware. We are aware like she is having deficit, some anemia. We are going to evaluate. Then this is thought to be a separate lecture regarding the red cell indices and decoding CBC. We will take later, but today we will discuss more which factors more relevant to the iron deficiency. There is something known as the red cell indices, in which the mean corpuscular volume. This cell you can replace, but original word is mean corpuscular volume. That is MCV. It is the average size of a single red cell. A single red cell. What is an average size? And this is represented in femtoliter. Femtoliter is a unit of it, and normal value of this is 8200. 8200 femtoliter. Second red cell indices is mean corpuscular hemoglobin, that is MCH. It is the average weight of hemoglobin in the RBC, average weight. Okay, it is expressed in picogram, and the normal value is 30 plus minus 3, means 27 to 33 picogram. Okay, MCHC, mean corpuscular hemoglobin concentration. It is the average concentration of hemoglobin inside RBC volume, a unit RBC volume, average concentration of hemoglobin. It is expressed at gram per deciliter, and it is usually in percentage. It is usually 33 plus, matlab one third of. This is where the when we will discuss now this hemoglobin synthesis and metabolism, when we will discuss about the hemoglobinopathy, where we will learn that this is where the saturation reach. A cell cannot have more than 33% of its volume with hemoglobin, because where there occurs the saturation. There are only some conditions where the MCSC may raise above this value, and these conditions are write down in the chat. What are the conditions where MCSC values become above normal, above one third of the cell volume? Okay. In peripheral smear, and otherwise we'll order it in name of general blood picture, GBP, general blood picture. We see the different size of the cell, and they will look smaller than the small lymphocyte. Small lymphocytes are of size of normal RBC. If the size decreases less than small lymphocyte, then it is microcytosis. What is the red cell indices indicating microcytosis is MCV. If fall below 80, it will called as microcytosis. Okay, and there are different shapes. If the different shapes are there in PBS, it will be called as poikilocytosis. If different size is there, it is called as anisocytosis. Then what we'll learn, anisocytosis is all about size of RBC, and poikilocytosis is all about shape of RBC. Okay. In peripheral blood smear, if the size is less than small lymphocyte, it is microcytosis. If this central pallor is more than one third of RBC, then it will be called as hypochromia. Normally, one third of central pallor comprises one third of red blood cell, but it goes beyond one third, more than one third. It will be called as hypochromia. Then microcytosis is less cell. How will come to know? It will be lesser than small lymphocyte. But hypochromia is pallor more than one third. What red cell indicate hypochromia is MCSC. MCH has no value in classification of anemia. Only the MCV and MCSC have. Okay, MCSC will decrease in hypochromia. Okay. Now, the most important section for evaluation of iron deficiency anemia is lab investigation to look after this iron. So lab iron studies. The very first parameter is serum iron. Okay, serum iron never stay free in blood because it is very toxic. It is very much oxidoreductive stress over the cell. So it stays bind with transferrin. Transferrin is a carrier protein. Okay, so it remain bound to the transferrin. Okay, serum iron level, if you estimate, it will not give same result in every hour of day, because serum iron, almost many of the parameters, blood parameters have some diurnal variation. If you measure iron in morning, it will give you a relatively higher value than when it is measured in evening. Means serum iron is a parameter which shows diurnal variation. Okay, the very second parameter is TIBC, that is total iron binding capacity. Okay, the iron bounds to transferrin. We can estimate transferrin directly, but we cannot. So we come up with a new parameter known as total iron binding capacity. It is a indirect measure of circulating transferrin. In iron metabolism, we have seen transferrin occurs in two places. First, inside the inside the breast border epithelium and in circulation. So TIBC is a measure of circulating transferrin, not inside, and it is also logical because we are drawing blood. We are not scraping the breast border epithelium. Okay, the normal value for TIBC is 300 to 360. Okay, okay. Put it like this: serum iron normal value is 50 to 150. It will be hard to remember, but once you remember, you can just double this value. Serum iron normal value is 50, 150. 150, if you double it, you will get 300. And 300 is a value for TIBC, normal value. Agar single value, if you want to remember, you can remember 150 and 300. Just double. Because transferrin binds to how many iron? 2 iron. So double. If you link, otherwise, it will be very hard to remember. Huh? Just to remember, maximum iron transferrin can bind is 2. So if you are looking for total iron binding capacity, then you can just double the iron value. It is logical just to remember. It may not be the cause. Okay. Second is transferrin saturation. Usually, if you mean this 50 and 150, the mean will be 100. Okay. And the serum iron anytime circulating inside the body in normal condition is 100. Okay. The total iron binding capacity is 300 to 360. Say is 300. Then if you divide 100 by 300, you will get 1/3. 1/3. Okay. Again, if you divide this 50 with 300 and 150 with 300, you will get this value of 50% and 25%. So iron saturation may vary from transferrin saturation may vary from 25% to 50%. Okay, if it is more than 50%, means this transferrin may deliver this iron to the non-hematopoietic cells. Means it may deliver to somewhere in some myocardium or liver, and it will lead to the iron overload there and ultimately dysfunction. Okay, and if it is less than 25, means lower limit secum, means 20%, it will indicate the iron deficiency anemia. Okay, the next parameter is serum ferritin. Okay, where ferritin comes in iron metabolism? It is a storage protein along with hemosiderin. Hemosiderin also a sort of iron storage protein, but mobilization of iron from serum ferritin is much more easier than hemosiderin. practically it is said that hemosiderin iron cannot be mobilized in normal condition. Matlab, it is a permanent storage of iron. Okay. Okay. Serum ferritin is a storage form, so it must correlate with the iron, a total iron store of body. So serum ferritin correlates with the total iron store of body. Okay. Okay. See, body iron can be looked by two methods. First is serum ferritin, and second you can stain the reticuloendothelial. You can stain the bone marrow. Okay, but it is very hard to stain bone marrow because it is an invasive procedure. So it is a proxy for iron storage. So serum ferritin is less, then iron stores are depleted. If serum ferritin is high, means this iron stores are depleted. Okay. Normally, the iron store of male is around 1,000 milligrams, 1,000 grams. Okay, 1,000 milligrams, and in female it is 300. In fact, the normal storage of female is 0 to 300. Means a female can normally have no iron store. So if serum ferritin is in male, it is expected to be on higher side than in female. In fact, any iron parameter can be expected to on higher side in male than in female. So in adult male, serum ferritin is 100. Okay. So how to remember serum ferritin normal level? It is mean value of serum iron. If you are able to remember this iron value 50 to 150, it is not very hard to remember. 50 to 150, you can remember almost all the parameters. Okay, this mean value is 100, then serum ferritin will be 100 in male, and female it will be 1 gram is this 1,000 milligram is stored. It correspond to 100 microgram per liter. If female is having 300, then it will correspond to 30 microgram per liter. It is not very hard to remember. Okay. If this serum ferritin level falls below 15, means the value which female have, half of the value which female have, means less than 15%, there is no iron store inside the body. Okay. Then in iron deficiency anemia, are we expecting there is iron store? No, we are not expecting there is iron store. So the serum ferritin level we are expecting to less than 15%. This percent, I'm sorry, is the less than 15 microgram per liter. Okay. Next is bone marrow iron store. How we can assess it, estimate it? It can be estimated by sampling this bone marrow. We can do aspiration or we can have biopsy of that bone marrow. Then we will subject it to Prussian blue staining. Okay. But problem with this bone marrow biopsy is it is an invasive procedure. We have a better guard, not better, but at least a comparable gauge is serum ferritin. So if you can estimate serum ferritin, why to go for this marrow for just to estimate iron stores? It is not logical. So most of the cases it is supplanted by the serum ferritin. Okay. If you subject this to the bone marrow aspiration or biopsy, then you will see 20 to 40% of all erythroblasts contain iron. Stainable iron means iron in the cytoplasm, and this is normal. And these erythroblasts with the iron staining is known as sideroblast, because जो sideroblast, मतलब sidero is also for iron, so sideroblast inside the iron. But in iron deficiency anemia, iron will not mobilize, so the cytoplasmic iron will decrease, so the erythroblast staining for iron will decrease. Means the sideroblast will be very few, or it will totally disappear in iron deficiency anemia. Something is known as myelodysplastic syndrome. We will discuss in subsequent lecture what is myelodysplastic syndrome. What happens in myelodysplastic syndrome? there occurs the mitochondrial dysfunction, which leads to the iron around the nucleus. So if you stain a cell, the iron will stain all around the nucleus, and it will appear like a ring. And this type of sideroblasts are known as ring sideroblast. For now, you can remember that ring sideroblast is a bone marrow feature of myelodysplastic syndrome. We'll discuss later when we are discussing this myelodysplastic syndrome. Okay. Now, there is something known as protoporphyrin. In hemoglobinopathy, we will discuss about the synthesis and degradation of hemoglobin. So, a normal hemoglobin is having heme part and globin part. It is synthesized separately. Heme part is synthesized, and one of the intermediate of heme synthesis is protoporphyrin. Okay. Suppose if heme synthesis is impaired, the final product of any pathway is impaired, is not forming, then body tends to form it more and more because body require it for oxygen carrying. Okay. So what happens? The intermediate products will go up. Say if 1% is finally converting to the final product, if body increases normally 100, then 1 unit will form. If body is increased to the 300, at least 3 unit will be formed. Matlab the value, the percentage will be same, the value will go up. So the protoporphyrin level will grow up if there is a problem with heme synthesis. And iron is an integral part of heme. If iron is deficient, this heme synthesis will hamper and protoporphyrin level will go up. So normally in body, the protoporphyrin level in RBC, we are estimating in red blood cell, inside the red blood cell, not in plasma. Okay. It will normally be less than 30 microgram per deciliter. But if it is 3 times of the normal value, where the mostly in medicine will look like 3 times of normal value, most of the places. So 3 times of normal, 3 times is 30, 3 times is 90. More than 100 is in consensus with iron deficiency, serum protoporphyrin level. Okay, lead poisoning is one thing where also this heme synthesis will impaired, and this is something basophilic stippling and microcytosis. It is very much differential of iron deficiency anemia. There also this protoporphyrin level will go up. Okay, now something is known as soluble transferrin receptor protein. Transferrin receptor protein means TRP. Okay. In heme metabolism, we looked that this transferrin receptor are responsible for carrying up this iron inside the effector cell, inside the erythroid cell. Okay. Suppose you want to carry something inside this room. Okay, and there are 3 portals. There are 3 portals you can put at the gate. Okay, there are 3 this labels which can carry things from outside to the this room. Okay, and you are sitting in the corner of room. You are not aware of the situation outside the room. Okay, suppose you want at least 3 units of something outside to inside. Okay, and you are getting just 1. This is in your control that you can order more number of people to go there and collect the things. Okay, means this man or transferrin receptor sitting inside the cell, if the cell deprives of the iron, it will cause this transferrin receptor to move over the surface. Means the transferrin receptor expression will go up. Okay, if there is less iron supply, means in iron deficiency anemia, this transferrin receptor will increase, and this is the propensity of this transferrin receptor to leak in the plasma. They will leak. Means more and more number of transferrin receptor expressed, more and more will be leaked inside the plasma. Means the soluble, and this is known as soluble transferrin receptor protein, will go up. If there is a deficiency of iron, expression of TR will increase, transferrin receptor will increase, means the soluble transferrin receptor inside the plasma will increase. Okay, you got it, where this why this transferrin receptor is going up. Okay, second condition where this transferrin receptor protein can go up is if this number of rooms will increase. Say there is one transferrin receptor in a one room and there are 10 such rooms, then the total number will go 10-fold above. Okay, so if there is erythroid hyperplasia of any cause, this will lead to the increase in transferrin receptor, or if there is a decrease in the iron. Okay, so the normal value of soluble transferrin receptor is 4 to 9. For the sake, we can remember 10. Yeah, no, 150 to 150, 100, 10. You can remember 10. 4 to 9 will be hard to remember. Then we will remember 10 because it will be approximate of the value. Okay. And this soluble transferrin receptor can be used to differentiate between the anemia of chronic disease and the iron deficiency anemia. In the separate lecture, when we look at iron, this anemia of chronic disease or anemia of inflammation, then we will look after these issues. Don't worry. Okay, the normal values you can remember. The serum iron normally it is 150 to 50 to 150. TIBC is just double, means 300. The transferrin saturation is 25 to 50%. Serum ferritin is normally in adult male is 100 and female is 300, corresponds to the iron stores. Normal serum protoporphyrin level is less than 30 microgram per deciliter. Soluble transferrin receptor protein is 4 to 9 microgram per liter. Now, you must order some investigation which can make you more wise to rule out the cause of iron deficiency. Like in tropical countries, in otherwise, what dictum we have remembered, there is GI loss unless proved otherwise in two subset of patients like adult male and postmenopausal female. So GI blood loss can be estimated by the upper or lower GI endoscopy, stool for occult blood, and stool microscopy for ovarian cyst. Apart from this, if the clinical features suggest, we can order this malabsorption syndrome, different profile for tropical stroke and other things. And if there is any sign of inflammation and infection, then we can order accordingly. But in causes, we must remember, we must order this stool for occult blood, ova and cyst, and upper and lower GI endoscopy. This is must for each and every patient of iron deficiency anemia, especially in adult male patient and female who are most clinical.